Yeah, look. Turnip. I know you mad at me. Don't be mad. I should have just put them in the shade tent. I don't know why I didn't. Being cray-cray, I guess I thought they could handle it. So I have to get these bell peppers in the ground because we're getting to the point where things are dying. My cucumbers are struggling, all kind of stuff. So if I don't plant these things, I'm gonna lose them, and I don't want to lose them because they can't stay. They can't stand not being up potted. They can't. They're getting waterlogged. So now these are, let's see, 4. Oh, there's an ant colony in there. I need to get me some diatomaceous earth. Okay. But anyway, this is a 4x2x1. With it being a 4x2, they said that I can plant basically 8 in here, but I think I'm gonna push this side to 5. So as far as what I have, these are yellow bell peppers that I bought. There's 3 and 2 green bell peppers that I was able to get to grow. I'm gonna dig my holes. I am gonna try to bury them deep. I'm gonna put one here, one here, one here, one here, and one in the middle. I mean, they like bell peppers, like being on top of one another, and that is what's gonna happen. And the gnats are getting bad too. I need to get me some more bone meal. I got more cucumbers from Friend because my cucumber, this is worm castings. My cucumber struggling, like everything is struggling. Like I can't play around. I was trying to wait, but I can't wait anymore. I'm going to cut the bottom leaves off. And I'm going to try to plant these a little deep. I'm going to put the healthier ones here. Like the bigger ones, I shouldn't say the healthier ones. Because there is an ant colony and I don't know what they're going to do with the roots. Yeah, this was going to get waterlogged really bad. Leaves off. And these are the yellow bell peppers. Like, oh, just full of water. I'm pinching off the bottom leaves. But it's crazy, it rained. All ridiculous. But the soil is fairly dry. One more hole. Hey, you little worm, I'm gonna try not to kill you. Like my plants, my tall ones that I brought out and didn't slowly integrate them to get used to the sun, baby, struggling. That tomato plant that I hung up upside down, dead. So mostly because I broke the stem. That did not help. I probably should have watered the holes, but I'm rushing because I gotta cook dinner. I don't like that spacing. When I had my community garden, those bell pepper plants were really laying on top of each other, so I'm not too worried about this. All right, this side, I have still miscellaneous broccoli growing. I can't even worry about you. I got all the broccoli that I wanted for myself, and I gave the rest to Friend. But I do want this lettuce. Let's see how many lettuce. I'm gonna move this over to my green stalk. I hate to move this lettuce, but I gotta make room. Sorry, lettuce. Like, I'm in so much of a rush, I didn't even get my seat. I should be sitting down. Yesterday, I chaperoned a field trip with Chris and his school to Brookfield Zoo. I was scared because I had some kids that had behavioral issues, but it worked out okay. Okay, this side is a little bit more moist. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Two. These are purple beauties. Now, let's see if they actually are purple beauties. But last year, if you were around watching my videos last year, I had an issue where I had bought purple beauties, bought some green, bought some red, gave some to a friend, and what they were labeled as wasn't what they were. And I'm like, I know I labeled these correctly. I know what I bought. I was watching Roots and Refuge a couple of weeks ago. It might have even been a month ago now. And I forgot what she called it, but it was a big debacle with the peppers. There was a mix-up. So what I was explaining happened to me last year was happening to everybody. So it wasn't just me. I'm running low on the good stuff. Purple beauties. These are already trimmed at the bottom, so that's helpful. Right here. And to be honest, I was worried about having to move my collard green and cabbages, but I may not have to. Well, no, I do. Because after I plant out this, I'm still gonna have 3 bell peppers left over. Actually, I'm gonna have 4 left over. You know what I say? Spacing, smacing. I'm gonna have to keep this area fertilized. These are sweet banana peppers. The last of it is not much, but we gonna make it work. It didn't even get wet all the way down to the bottom. I'm sitting over here on some of these freaking out for nothing. Put one right here. And no, I know I still got that lettuce right there. All right, let me find where I'm gonna put all this lettuce. So I decided I'm just gonna give up on having comfrey. I'm gonna use this container and probably at least put, well, this is Paris, it's not gonna head up. Maybe put 4, because this is like a romaine lettuce. It's just got a weed and a miscellaneous morning glory growing in there, because I had the morning glories on this hook. But I still got some in the grass trying to come up. So this is going to be the winner for a lot of this lettuce. I might try to plant comfrey in another pot. All right, friend. I know I look tired, baby. Sometimes it be that way. I am tired. I didn't sleep a lot last night. Yesterday, I planted all my cucumbers, my pepper plants, or that I could in here. Spacing. I was told 8, so I planted 11. So we'll see how this goes, but they made it through the night. We do have a couple of nights where it's going to be in the 40s, but I really got to get these cucumbers planted because they're struggling. I cut them down a little bit to try to help them out, but I got to get them planted, which means I need to harvest these. So let's uncover them. Don't rip. Dead flies all in it. But this is enough for a meal. All right. Yeah, this was Georgia collards. Ooh, I'm walking in spider webs. Ugh, sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm walking in these spider webs. Leave a message and I'll call you back. Supposed to be Georgia collard, not Georgia collard. Yeah, look. Turnip. Lord knows I ain't planting no turnips. I planted radishes and beets. So this seed was in a seed packet meant for something else. Let's pluck it. Let's see. Let me take a picture of this. This is hilarious. Hey, let's see how big it is. Not bad. Not bad. That is hilarious to me. All right, so this is picked. And for whatever reason, whenever I cover these up, I always get flies so bad. Now this could have stayed and grew some more, but it's time for us to move on. And plus I got others that can give me abundance. Not bad. Enough for a meal for me and Honey Bunny. I'll mix the turnip greens in with the collard green leaves and have a dinner tonight. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't need these steaks anymore. My neighbor, his pool, he has a resident duck couple. I don't know if I can get a picture, but they're loving it in their pool. It's so cute. Oh, some things that I did off camera. I need to go back and see if they have more of these at Dollar Tree. But I hung these up. I took some nasturtiums that had already started growing out my front and put them in here. They died back a bit. But it took. I also planted more seeds in there just in case. But I think I want to get like 2 more and complete this look. What do you think? All right. Now that my squirrel moment is done, get this out. I'm going to use these to stake up my pepper plants. Get onions, grass, garbage. Okay, weed. This soil is sandy. Let me see if these cucumbers is going to like sandy soil. Do cucumbers like sandy soil? Okay, they say they love sandy soil. Unfortunately, I don't have any more bone meal or blood meal. I have some more worm castings, but not a lot. So I'm gonna have to fertilize this later. All right, cucumbers. I know you mad at me. Don't be mad. Now at the community garden, me and Cucumbers, we got some, but we weren't really friends. I'm gonna cut off any possible blooms it may have so it can focus on settling in its spot. And friend did give me a little baby cucumber, and I think I'm gonna plant one in here just in case. The leaves I left in here are breaking down really good though. I know you're not happy because I waited so long to plant you, but I couldn't help it. The weather wasn't cooperating. I could not help it. Look, you remember when I was showing you them and they were, I know I'm planting these close together. They'll be all right. But I was showing you them and they were reaching for my lines and whatnot. That changed quickly. And I still have one more baby cucumber that I could plant. I'm not gonna plant it yet. I'm just gonna leave it out. And if I need to, just like I did over there, I'll cut out some of my shade tent and clamp it on here to the back of this if the sun gets to be too much. I'm gonna clean up and then I'm gonna move on to harvesting the other side of my collard greens so I could plant bell peppers there. And I'm gonna keep one half, so I'll show you what I'm talking about in a moment. Looking at it, it looks like most of my small collard greens are on this half. My larger ones are on this half. So I'm gonna plant the bell peppers only on this half and leave those collard greens to grow. They're supposed to be, their Georgia collards are supposed to be a little bit more tolerant of the heat. I know as it warms up, they, will become bitter. They, might bolt. But I'm going to try to leave these in there as long as I can. Let's see. I'm gonna pull these two and now open up space for me to see what I'm doing. I'll probably pull this one. It's premature, but I need the space. Then I'll cover up these with one of the nettings that I freed up and plant the bell peppers here. Let's see how many bell peppers I got. So I got two. I think they're all Big Jims. Hold on. Big Jim chilies. Big Jim chili. Big Jim chili. That should be adequate enough space for 3 pepper plants. And again, I'll just have to fertilize later. If this isn't urban gardening, I don't know what is. Trying to keep it away from the collard greens as much as I can. since they're not friends. I'm gonna water these in a minute, but when your brain is set on something, it wants to go do it. And what it's set on right now is getting these in the house washed and prepped, because they're already getting a little wilty, especially these. So I'm just gonna cut off the root balls and get them I only found some eggs on them. The overview, I covered up the cabbages that were getting a little bit big, recovered some of the collard greens just by using the garden stakes, 4 of them, and the netting that goes over a pot. Put it over that, so we're good to go. Put this back in. I left out the sweet potato, and then at some point these two are going to need to be covered. I have 1 more netting left, so that should be fine. Got the rest of my peppers planted, collard greens, and then hopefully by the time, because I don't want to buy any more garden stakes, but by the time these are ready to harvest and I move them over, that'll free up more garden stakes for me to put with these peppers. Planted my existing cucumbers, and then 1 little baby that friend gave me. I put marigolds in there with them. I do need to put more straw where I disturbed, the straw. I do need to do that. The netting that I had covering those plants over there, I put on the back of this to give these cucumbers some shade. That's where I messed up, where a lot of my plants were struggling, because I should have just put them in the shade tent. I don't know why I didn't. Being cray-cray, I guess I thought they could handle it. And the only thing I have left over here is cilantro that friend gave me, the tomato plant that I'm going to put in the hanging planter. I'm going to get that planted before it gets too big to make it easier. And then I still got 2 cucumber babies in case the ones that I got don't make it.